In the midst of the ongoing debates surrounding Israel and Hamas and the crisis between Russia and Ukraine, the global focus seems to be diverted and divided. However, there is a significant event taking place that deserves our attention. China's President Xi Jinping recently concluded a 3-day meeting with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. Together, they are pledging to shape a new world order. This partnership signifies that China and Russia are united in their efforts to challenge the current global power dynamics. Unbeknownst to many, China and Russia are quietly engaging with 140 other nations across the globe in an attempt to diminish the influence of the US dollar and remove America as the leading global superpower. Unfortunately, this factual information has received little to no coverage in the media, leaving ordinary Americans inadequately informed about its potential consequences in the coming years. It is imperative that we shed light on this issue. While some may dismiss it as a conspiracy theory, the fact that CNN, a mainstream news outlet, is now acknowledging the possibility of a new world order demonstrates the seriousness of the situation. In an article posted on Microsoft.com, China's President Xi Jinping is articulating the need for a new world order amidst the crises in the Middle East. These crises serve as a common threat that brings Russia, China, and other nations closer together. The recent meeting between Xi Jinping and Putin took place during the Belt and Road Forum in Beijing, where leaders and representatives from various countries, primarily in the Global South, congregated. This gathering occurred against the backdrop of the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas, which has the potential to escalate the broader regional conflict. Sadly, this significant development is occurring in the shadows, away from the attention of the majority. To understand how this new world order will materialize, let's delve into the details. Xi Jinping and Putin discussed the Middle East conflict during their meeting, and according to Putin, the common threats they face have strengthened their alliance. With the crisis in the Middle East looming large, it has become evident to these nations that they must plan ahead and distance themselves from the dominance of the US dollar. The implications of this shift are profound and far-reaching. It calls for a comprehensive understanding of the consequences that a world order led by China and Russia would entail. As ordinary individuals, we must grasp the magnitude of this transformation and recognize the potential impact it may have on our lives. Jared Bernstein, Biden's chief economist, has expressed the need to drop the commitment to maintain the dollar as the reserve currency. This call to action is seen as a significant development taking place within the White House. One of the objectives is to reduce reliance on China, as the importation of cheap goods from the country is deemed detrimental to the environment. However, this poses challenges, as the affordability crisis in America is already a significant concern. Even with Chinese goods, many individuals struggle to afford basic necessities, such as cell phones, televisions, and car parts. Diverting trade away from China may exacerbate inflation issues, making it difficult to achieve the desired 2% inflation rate. We are witnessing a gradual shift that will take place over the next few years, specifically the next 3 to 5 years. It is important for people to acknowledge and prepare for this change. When officials mention a 2% inflation rate and a soft landing, they are not considering the fact that inflation will continue to rise in the future. This can pose a problem for individuals whose income does not increase proportionally. Therefore, it is crucial to closely monitor the situation and make financial plans accordingly. This global restructuring and the push for a new world order have been discussed for a long time. In 2001, a paper titled Building Better Global Economic Bricks hinted at these changes. China and Russia have been critical of Israel, which has resulted in further divisions with the West. Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin discussed their shared vision of a new international order that is no longer dominated by the United States and its democratic allies. They are investing substantial amounts of money and cashing out their treasury holdings. In the span of just 1 month, China, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia have dumped a total of $17.4 billion. Surprisingly, the media has remained silent about this development. Perhaps they want to divert our attention to emotionally driven events that we have no control over. Meanwhile, the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have now surpassed the G7 countries in terms of wealth and strength. According to a recent report from Goldman Sachs, U.S. debt costs are expected to reach a new record by 2025. This projection suggests that we are on the brink of entering a financially demanding world. In this new world, it will be crucial to strive for a position within the top 10% in terms of net worth. This is because your net worth will determine the level of options and opportunities available to you. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, money and wealth are directly related to the number of choices one has. With this in mind, it is likely that we will witness a significant number of individuals being forced to sell off their assets and make decisions based on the direction our country is heading. These challenging times will be a departure from the relative ease and prosperity we have been accustomed to for an extended period. Consequently, it is clear that our country is in a substantial precarious situation, as suggested by the experts' predictions. As we approach 2024 and beyond, the consequences of these economic challenges will become more apparent. The nation will become further divided, and a rise in anger, theft, and crime can be expected. In the current time, it is crucial to ensure that you are in the right business or have the proper vehicle that can help you navigate through the challenges ahead. While we may not fully embrace it, there is a storm on the horizon that we must prepare for. If you find yourself burdened by high-interest credit card debt, it is imperative to prioritize getting out of the situation as swiftly as possible. Even if it requires temporarily adjusting your living standards, it is a sacrifice worth making. The interest rates on credit card debt are alarmingly high, with figures reaching 28.5%. To put this into perspective, during the 2008 financial crisis, interest rates on credit cards were at 12.05%. Determine your current debt amount and input this along with the interest rate into an online credit card interest calculator. The result will likely shock you, revealing the extensive time it will take for you to pay off your debt in full. Taking into account the interest, you may end up repaying 3 or 4 times the amount you initially borrowed. I invite you to share your thoughts on whether you believe the dollar will be devalued, leading to a significant decline in our living standards. Leave your comments below and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.